let's see what they say. President Biden is betting that 2024 voters will prefer continuity over Republican disruption. So he'll last for a second term by emphasizing what he did in his first and campaign on largely the same proposals he ran on in 2020, of course. His approach is in stark contrast to former President Trump, the leading GOP candidate who has published a sweeping far-right agenda that would dramatically increase his own power. Biden's campaign website does not include an issues page for his second term agenda. He's expected to offer more details about his plans as the general election approaches. And yeah, that's reasonable. I mean, he's already in office, so I'm not even really going to knock him for not having an issues thing on his page yet, because he's already the president. I mean, could he have it up there? Sure, but he's Joe Biden. And again, he'll have it up there. But at the end of the day, we judge people off merit. We judge people off of what they do and who they are. So nonetheless, at this point, it's not that important. But eventually he's going to have to present some type of an agenda. For now, Biden's team is focusing on Republican policies, blasting the GOP's extreme MAGA agenda, front and center in their effort, highlighting GOP-led bans on abortion and general Republican opposition to assault weapon bans. With or without the Democrats pointing it out to everybody, the reversal of Roe v. Wade and then all these 6-week, 12-week abortion bans that red states are passing is really just hurting the Republican Party in general, even if people weren't to show up to vote. You know what I'm saying? So, oh yeah, the CHIPS Act, again, I think definitely the CHIPS Act, Jenny, for me, I think that's probably, if the student loan thing doesn't pass, then for the public, that'll definitely be his biggest call to fame. But it was a good measure because we do need more domestic manufacturing here now. We need a lot more than that, but still, it's something that Republicans absolutely never would do. Oh yeah, no, you ain't wrong. You ain't wrong, Bullspit. You not wrong at all. But yeah, so basically it's going to continue to kind of be like all eyes on 2028 in terms of when we're really going to see robust candidates go into the race. I don't expect a lot more people to jump into the Democratic side simply because it'll be easier to win in 2028. It's really not more complicated than that, in my opinion, because just when it comes to just resources, staff, you know what I'm saying? It's easier in a two-party system to just kind of play the game. You feel me? You got to play the game. So unfortunately, that is what it is. But that's not all bad, because again, what's more important is local, excuse me, state and local politics, community elections, city councils, stuff like that, because that's where we'll see more immediate, or well, not necessarily immediate change, but much faster change, because there's not as much levels of bureaucracy to go through. Biden's decision to run on his past legislative victories, such as bipartisan infrastructure law and his claim to his climate and healthcare bill, rather than big promises for new policies, reflects his top advisor's confidence that the country is heading in the right direction. But that approach, which the campaign has framed as finish the job, has risks. 2/3 of Americans believe the country is on the wrong track, more than on election day in 2020. Biden's approval rating is stuck in the low 40s. Better than Trump's, but not by much. If the economy slips into a recession, Biden's numbers could dip. And, that's true. But again, that's the 2/3, the number of 2/3 of Americans believe the country's on the wrong track. That's really not necessarily just reflective of Biden. That's reflective of the state of the union in general. You know what I mean? That's a reflection of the job market, the healthcare industry, just everything that we have to contend with on a day-to-day basis, inflation, all of that. So, this number pretty much is, again, it really wouldn't matter who was in office. We haven't had any real significant policies passed through Congress in a long time. So that's just kind of what it is here. And regardless of the fact that Joe Biden's approval ratings are low, as long as, who's the other choice is Donald Trump, and he just has too many problems. So again, Joe Biden, just like most incumbent presidents, most incumbencies, this isn't unique to Joe Biden. He's likely going to win by default because just more people are going to vote for him. And again, that could change, but like, why would it? Why would that change? Like with everything that's going on with Donald Trump, none of the other contenders really are in a position to beat him in the Republican primaries. But everything that's going on with Trump, we still have so long until the election, the primary elections, till and then till the November elections in 2024 next year. So, you know, why would people all of a sudden be like, you know what? I think I'd rather have Trump than Biden. Like, I don't see that happening. So that's again why he really don't got to do nothing. On Monday, today, Biden will launch another Invest in America tour. Cabinet officials will hit the road to talk up his infrastructure and manufacturing investments and economic accomplishments. Biden's message to fundraisers and supporters in the outlines of his second term agenda essentially are the same proposals he ran on in 2020. But again, he's not really going to be able to get that through. You feel me? Jesse, what's going on? But yeah, so it's just pretty much. Oh, Brandy, thank you so much for subscribing. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you. Yeah, I agree with that too, Other Bullspit. If Trump would have handled COVID better, then he definitely would have been in a good position. But now again, like I mean, come on. I mean, there's almost certainly going to be a laundry list of more issues that Trump ends up facing. And again, it's typically like this. Incumbent presidents typically win re-election. But I think again, what's important is that we let's make sure that we keep our eyes on these local elections, because otherwise, I mean, it's a waste of emotional energy. You know what I'm saying? Like, why waste all of our emotional energy on something that's really not going to change soon? You know, like the state of the federal government is not going to quickly change. It can't anyway, because there's too much going on, but especially with just the lay of the land now, it's not going to change quickly. So let's not waste our emotional energy there. Let's put it more into, we'll do what we can on the federal level, but let's put more of our emotional energy into our brothers and sisters in our communities around us. You know what I'm saying? Look at this, participate in town halls, even if it's not political, tutoring programs, all of that stuff goes a long way. So let's put our emotional energy there, because otherwise we just kind of griping at people who ain't going to do nothing no way. You know what I'm saying? Like, they don't care. They ain't going to do nothing no way. So let's not waste our energy with these people. Okay, so assault weapons ban, codify Roe v. Wade. But again, like I said, just him, whether he said that or not, the the horror stories that continue to come out, with people who live in red states who may not be able to afford to go to another state, or take off work to get a procedure or something, or, God forbid, the baby's by their father or their uncle or something else like that, or, those types of stories are just dwindling the Republican turnout in general. Again, Democrats don't have to be outrageously popular. The Republicans are just that much more unpopular. But there's hope yet, you know what I'm saying? Because we can get better candidates into the party. All right, so yeah, so there's really not much else to say because we know the lay of the land. But basically, yeah, there you go. Joe Biden, he's going to do the same thing he did in 2020, except honestly, he'll probably do even less. Because this primary election season, basically, it's just going to be, we're pretty much just going to be watching Republicans go at it, because there's really nobody on the Democratic side.